जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय कृष्ण रुक्मिणी जय सत्यभामा कृष्ण रुक्मिणी जय सत्यभामा जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parvajikacharya Stotar Church Srimad His Divine Grace Isi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Grantara Srimad-Bhagavatam Ki Vrinde Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 5, Narada's Instruction on Srimad-Bhagavatam. Text number 31. Yena eva aham yenaivaham bhagavataha yenaivaham bhagavato yenaivaham bhagavato vasudevasya vedasaha Vasudevasya Vedasaha Maya Anubhavam Avidam Mayanubhavam Avidam Yena Gachanti Tatpadam Yena Gachanti Tatpadam Yena Gachanti Tatpadam Yenaivaham Bhagavato Vasudevasya Vedasaha Mayanubhavam Avidam Yena Gachanti Tatpadam Yenaivaham Bhagavato Vasudevasya Vedasaha Mayanubhavam Avidam Yena Gachanti Tatpadam. Synonyms. Yena, by which. Eva, certainly. Aham, I. Bhagavataha, of the personality of Godhead. Vasudevasya, of Lord Sri Krishna. Vedasaha, of the Supreme Creator. Maya, energy. Anubhavam, influence. Avidam, easily understood. Yena, by which. Gachanti, they go. Tat padam, at the lotus feet of the Lord. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. By that confidential knowledge, I could understand clearly the influence of the energy of Lord Sri Krishna, the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of everything. By knowing that, one can return to him and personally meet him. Translation with repetition. By that confidential knowledge, I could understand clearly the influence of the energy of Lord Sri Krishna, the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of everything. By knowing that, one can return to him and personally meet him. Purport. By devotional service or by the most confidential knowledge, one can understand very easily how the different energies of Lord are working. One part of energy is manifesting the material world. The other, superior, part of his energy is manifesting the spiritual world. And the via medium energy is manifesting the living entities who are serving either of the above mentioned energies. The living entities serving material energy are struggling hard for existence and happiness, which is presented to them and as illusion. But those in the spiritual energy are placed under the direct service of the Lord in eternal life, complete knowledge and perpetual bliss. The Lord desires, as he has directly said in the Bhagavad Gita, that all conditioned souls rotting in the kingdom of material world come back to him by giving up all engagements in the material world. This is the most confidential part of knowledge. But this can be understood only by the pure devotees. And only such devotees enter the kingdom of God to see him personally and serve him personally. The concrete example is Narada himself, who attained this stage of eternal knowledge and eternal bliss. And the ways and the means are open to all, provided one agrees to follow in the footsteps of Sri Narada Muni. According to Shruti, the Supreme Lord has unlimited energies without effort by him, and these are described under three principal headings as above mentioned. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pricharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Once a great devotee of Lord Shiva, like ordinary personality, he was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. So he wanted something, best benediction from Lord Shiva. So after performing so much severe austerities and trying to please Lord Shiva, finally Lord Shiva, being pleased with his austerities and devotion to him, he appeared in front of him. And Lord Shiva asked, "Yes, my dear devotee, what benediction you would like to have from me?" So this person said, "I want highest of all the benediction from you, my dear Lord Shiva." So Lord Shiva understood he want highest benefit or highest gift from me. So I should also help him. So what he did, he told that person, see, actually nearby this area, Vrindavan, there is one personality called Sanatana Goswami. Can you please go to him? He is able to give you the best of all the benediction. He has that greatest valuable thing at his disposal. So can you please go to him, approach him? So on the advice of Lord Shiva, this person, he went to Vrindavan and he was trying to search where is Sanatana Goswami. So after some endeavor, he could found where Sanatana Goswami is residing in Vrindavan. So when he met Sanatana Goswami, he offered his obeisances and he told, see, actually I have been sent by Lord Shiva himself, because he has told that in your possession there is something, very, very great valuable thing. And actually I am looking for that. So can you kindly help me in that? So Sanatana Goswami understood that he is looking for some greatest gift. So he said, yes, I have one greatest gift. Actually, I have a touchstone. This touchstone can transform iron into gold. So can you please collect this touchstone? It is lying in one of the garbage bins. So he went, that person was searching where is a garbage bin, and after some endeavor and struggle, he found that touchstone lying in the garbage bin. So he was very happy, very much delighted. Oh, I have got so much, valuable thing, and I can make good use of it, and my family and relatives, everyone will become very, very happy with this gift. So he took that touchstone and he was using it. And after a certain time, he realized, see, this touchstone is really valuable. But when I approached the Sanatana Goswami, he said it is lying in the dustbin. Can you collect? So I am now doubtful. How come, if this touchstone is really valuable, how can it be in the dustbin? Because dustbin means what? We'll throw all useless things. We'll use certain things and after its use, we'll throw it away. So how come this touchstone is lying in the garbage bin? So let me ask Sanatana Goswami. So again he approached Sanatana Goswami and he humbly submitted to his doubt that I'm thinking this touchstone was valuable thing, but when you said it is lying in dustbin, after some time I realized actually that means it has no value. So I would like to understand what is the reason behind that this touchstone is lying in this garbage bin. So I want to know something greater. I'm looking for something greater than this. That means if the touchstone is lying in garbage bin, that means you have something which is even greater than touchstone. So immediately Sanatana Goswami said, yes, I have something greater than touchstone. Would you like to know what it is? Then this person said, yes, I would like to know. So first condition, on one condition, terms and conditions applied. So he said, okay. So he said, Sanatana Goswami said, please take that touchstone and first of all throw in the Yamuna river. So he agreed to that. He was very faithful. He had a faith on the instruction of Sanatana Goswami. So on his instruction, he threw the touchstone in the river. And again, he came back to Sanatana Goswami. Then Sanatana Goswami actually, he wanted to give greatest benefit to this soul. So he initiated him into chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Sanatana Goswami said, this is the greatest benediction I can give. And actually this is the greatest benediction existing throughout the both the worlds, spiritual world and material world. So a person very humbly accepted and he started following the instruction of Sanatana Goswami. So we can see from this story the greatest benediction or greatest gift anybody can achieve in this world is actually devotional service. So same thing is being told by Sri Narad Muni also. So Narad Muni in his previous life, he was born as a son of Shudra, son of maid servant, and he somehow by good fortune during Chaturmasa period, when he was at the age of 5, he served some of the great pure devotees. Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki jai. So he was fortunate enough to serve great devotees of Lord who were pure devotees, and by their mercy he got this greatest gift from them, and by which his life was finally transformed. He also became a great pure devotee. As we can see, currently Narad Muni is still guiding. Narad Muni's disciples are there all over the universe. So we can understand what is the influence of the devotional service. So here we can see in this translation is saying, by that conferential knowledge, I could understand clearly the influence of energy of Lord Krishna. So confidential knowledge. So what is this confidential knowledge? Krishna also speaks about this in Bhagavad Gita, in the 9th chapter. He says, idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshami anusuyave. Jnanam vijnanam sahitam yad gyatva mokshasya shubhat. That means, actually, this knowledge can be received by one who is non-envious. Actually, this confidential knowledge is not so easily available. Even though Bhagavad Gita, is available in the market in so many different versions, in so many different interpretations, but still it is confidential. Somebody may think, what is this confidential thing? I can purchase Bhagavad Gita from market. I can read on my own, just like I try to study some academic subjects also sometimes on my own. Generally, the process for acquiring knowledge, any knowledge, either material or spiritual, is you may not try to understand that knowledge on your own. But how do you understand it? Suppose somebody want to pursue career, in the music or in the engineering. What he will do first? He'll try to understand, where this knowledge, is getting, distributed proper manner, authoritatively manner. So there are some bona fide institutes, which are disseminating this academic engineering knowledge. So he'll try to search out, these are the authentic, very, very famous and premium institutes within this India. So let me go there and try to apply for the admission. So then he'll apply, and after getting admission, he'll try to study that knowledge under some teachers. So similarly, when it comes to spiritual knowledge also, we cannot understand the spiritual knowledge on our own. We may understand also, but we will understand in different manner. We'll try to interpret in our own different manner. So that is where, if we try to interpret scripture as per our own thinking, apply our mental speculation, then whole purpose of Vedic literature is lost. Okay, so the criteria to receive this knowledge is one should be non-envious, anusuyave, as Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. And apart from that, what is one more qualification? You should be devotee of Krishna, always engage in his service. Just like Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, you are non-envious, as well as you are sakha. Bhakto asime sakha cheti rahasyam etad uttamam. That's why I am delivering you this most confidential knowledge, because you are my devotee and you are non-envious. So these are the two most important criteria to understand or to receive the confidential knowledge of the Vedic literature. Now, when it comes to confidential knowledge, actually there are different levels of confidential knowledges are there. So basically, it is categorized in three things. One is confidential knowledge, then is more confidential knowledge, and most confidential knowledge. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So what is this confidential knowledge? Confidential knowledge means knowledge about soul, that Krishna in the form of impersonal energy, he is existing within whole universe. It's a Brahman energy. That Brahman is everywhere, and everything is transformed out of this Brahman energy. So this is a confidential part of knowledge. So sometimes one who don't have the knowledge about more confidential and most confidential knowledge, if he gets stuck on this confidential knowledge alone, that means he has only knowledge of Brahman, that everything is existing as a impersonal energy, and there is nothing beyond that. And he does not even differentiate between normal ordinary living entity and the Supreme God also. He says everything is one. We are also one and God is also one. So after this body is finished, everything becomes one. So that is termed as a Mayavadi philosophy. So they think that everything is one. After the annihilation of this body, that there is nothing more. There is a more confidential knowledge. There is a confidential knowledge. They have only the knowledge of Brahman, but not beyond that. Then what is the next aspect? Next aspect is more confidential knowledge. What is this knowledge? This knowledge is about soul. Ordinary living entity is different from the Supreme God in the form of Paramatma. there are two living entities residing within these bodies. One is ordinary living entity and one is supreme in the form of Paramatma. You as a soul are individual and Paramatma is individual. Ishvara sarva bhutana hriddeshya arjuna tishtati. So Ishvara, this is residing within all the living entities. And is residing where? In the heart of all the living entities. Not only human beings, but all forms of species of life. So this is the second more aspect, more confidential. One understands Brahman knowledge. After that, he has to understand, after Brahman, there is individualities also existing between God and ourselves. Knowledge of Paramatma and the soul, soul and super soul. That is called more confidential knowledge. And the highest of all the knowledge, the most confidential knowledge is knowledge about the personality of Godhead. Now, if somebody gets stuck at the level of more confidential knowledge, he says, Paramatma is everything, I am there and Paramatma is there, and my goal is just to focus my concentration on the Paramatma form within my heart. So that's all it is. So that personality becomes, that is the goal of Ashtanga yogis actually. They try to meditate on this form, super soul form lying within the heart. So if it doesn't progress, he will say that Lord is there everywhere, plus he is there in my heart also. So you do not have understanding about the personality of God. That means God is there in the heart also, but apart from that, he is existing in his own abode. He has his own activities, his pastimes are going on, and he is maintaining personal form just like me. Me in the sense, appearance wise, but it is completely transcendental in nature. So that is the most highest knowledge, most confidential knowledge. That personality of Godhead retains its individual form. And same thing, Krishna is saying, one who try to meditate upon me in this form, as a Krishna, as a Shama Sundara, he is the highest of all the yogis. As Krishna says in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Yoginam api sarvesham mad gatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. Highest of all yogis, one who is always engaged in my devotional service, who is worshipping me, who has full faith in me and surrendered unto me. So same thing is Krishna is again corroborating in the 9th chapter, last verse. Manmanabho mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam vaishas yuktvaevam atmanam mad parayana. That always think of me, chant my glories, worship me, and by doing so, you will come back to me. So Krishna is saying this is the most confidential part of the knowledge. That is understanding Lord Krishna, understanding our own relationship with the Lord, and trying to act on that in order to fulfill the end goal of that relationship. Engaging in his service, loving devotional service, and going back to his abode. Same thing again corroborated in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So he's saying, so instead of trying to achieve different benediction, trying to achieve different gifts from so many worldly personalities, why don't you just simply surrender unto me? Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. So simply if you surrender unto me, all the miserable conditions of this world can be annihilated. So one who understands this knowledge and practices it, and once he achieves the success in this, what is the result of this? As Krishna says in 9th chapter, moksha se ashubhat. So this material world, anything which is existing, it is ashubha. Shubha means auspicious, ashubha means inauspicious. So whole material world is including so many inauspicious things. Sometimes we may have some experience of some good things because we have friends, family, relationships, our own senses are there, mind is there, and we have so many different sense gratificatory activities for each of the senses. Either it is mind or these 5 external senses. So when we get into touch with the sense of object, naturally we get some temporary pleasures. So what is the value of the temporary pleasures? It is everlasting. It is not eternal, only for the time being. And that also you can pursue those pleasures when you yourself are in the good condition, your mind is working properly, your body is working properly, then only you can perceive those pleasure. Whereas a person who is deceased, lying on a bed for so many years, if you ask him, would you like to taste this nice rasagulla, gulab jamun, he will not have any taste for that. If some friends comes to meet him and try to inquire from him, he will not be in any condition to answer. He will not be able to speak also. You see? So all the senses of a person who is lying on the bed for years is actually, he cannot enjoy those senses even though sense object comes in front of him. So we should not simply depend on these temporary senses in order to enjoy pleasures in this world. But we should try to seek the pleasures which lies beyond this body and mind. So that kind of highest confidential, highest pleasure Krishna is trying to offer all of us in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So the most valuable instruction is man mana bhava mad bhakto. Always think of him, always meditate on him, chant his glories. So there is a highest of all the knowledge. Simply by doing this, if one achieves perfection, he becomes free from all the inauspicious things within the world. Now somebody may question how exactly this happens. Right now, we are currently situated in the bodily concept of life. All our activities are centered around this body. We identify ourselves as a body, and whatever the sense enjoyment we seek, we try to seek through this body. But the other conception that we are the spirit soul, I am the spirit soul and we are independent of this body. And what are the activities of the spirit soul? There are spiritual activities. And when one engages in the spiritual activities, we are being spirit soul, we naturally enjoy the spiritual activities. Often Prabhupada gives this example of fish out of water. When fish is taken out of the water, what happens? It will, try to struggle for his life. And even if you offer so many wonderful things in the form of good foodstuffs, so many intoxications which people like generally in these days, so many magazines, you try to show some cinema, what will the fish response? It will be still struggling for the life. Whereas if you put that fish again into water, then that fish will be happy. So our situation also, being forgetful about Krishna, we are in this material world trying to gain happiness in different means. So our condition is also just like a fish out of water. So if we regain our original constitutional position as eternal servant of Krishna, we can also be in our original position. And in that original position, we cannot have any kind of suffering. And always we will be getting eternal happiness, unlimited pleasure in the company of Krishna. So Krishna's message is, why don't you come back to me? You will be eternally happy. But what happens to this proposal? There are so many other proposals which looks very lucrative and glittering, just like recently elections happened and election results were declared, and before the election there was so much mass propaganda trying to promote their own party, that if we come to the power, we will give this thing, we'll give so much free money to some section of people, we will promote your interest. And if other party also, now different party has come into the power, and now they have their own proposal. Now we have come into the power. Now our proposals are some list of proposals. So people also, their hope increases. So now this party is there. Now they will do something. Definitely, we will enjoy more in this world. They will try to adjust some economical conditions. They will try to advance in technological things. And by that way, we'll have many different inventions. And we keep hope in those inventions. We keep hope in those economic developments of those so-called politicians which they promote. But as a result, what is happening? Since so many decades, elections are happening, so many different parties are coming into the play or in the action, in the power. But result is people's, spiritual health. There is no change in that. People's consciousness. Is there any change in people's consciousness? Do the people feel more happier than before? We can say practically, no. Even though we are definitely advancing in technology, we are definitely advancing in all sorts of economic conditions, but the result is the same. Still now, material miseries in the form of birth are existing, death is existing, old age is also existing, and death is ultimately there. Diseases are there. Diseases are increasing day by day. So see, where is the question of getting from the uncomfortable zone? We are always in the uncomfortable situation. So that's why this temporary economic or advanced modern technology, scientific advancement cannot help one to achieve the end goal of our life. So spiritual knowledge, and after understanding spiritual knowledge, practicing the spiritual knowledge under the guidance of bona fide acharya, if we practice in that way, then we can actually seek that eternal happiness. So when we try to receive this knowledge, we have to receive from the bona fide disciplic succession, the pure devotees who are coming in the disciplic succession. And that disciplic succession also should be authentic. There are many other disciplic succession which are not authorized. Somebody may become guru on their own, and he'll tell somebody else to become guru on his behalf. But originally, this person who is initiating other person into becoming guru, he himself is not connected with the higher authority, which is stemming from Krishna himself. So somebody who is not coming in this kind of parampara, he cannot give the proper conclusion of Guru Shishya parampara. He cannot at all give the proper conclusion of all the Vedic scripture. So basically, all the knowledge comes in the 4 channels. One is from Brahma, one from Shri Lakshmi ji, one from Lord Shiva, one from the Kumaras. So the knowledge coming in this disciplic succession is actually the authorized knowledge. Why it is called authorized knowledge? Because the guru who takes the knowledge from his own guru, he takes as it is, without applying his interpretations to that knowledge. If one takes knowledge in this manner and pass it on to his disciples, then that knowledge remains authentic. As soon as one person try to interpret that knowledge, one guru try to interpret that knowledge in his own way, all that disciplic succession is lost. Henceforth, that knowledge will not get transmitted to the other person. So when we try to seek the knowledge, we should try to seek from the parampara system. If one does not receive the knowledge from parampara, one will simply get bewildered, and one will try to follow the path of impersonalism, that everything is one. I am also God, you are also God. See, so this disciplic succession, the pure devotees who are coming in this disciplic succession are very, very kind. They are very, very kind-hearted. How their kindness is reflected, just we can see in the case of Narada Muni. Currently also when Narada Muni, when he becomes self-realized, and in the next birth when he became Narada Muni, he made many, many unfortunate living entities, liberated souls. Just to give example, the one hunter, Mrigari, he was addicted to so many sinful activities. If you see a normal person in this age, he also addicted to some sort of sinful activity. This hunter was not a simply ordinary hunter. What he used to do? He used to kill the animal half dead. He will not leave them completely dead, but he will leave them half dead. And he used to enjoy seeing that half dead animal, how it is struggling for his life. And he used to take pleasure in that. So to that kind of sinful person, Narad Muni approached him and tried to initiate him in chanting Hare Krishna mantra. What are you doing? This activity is very, very sinful. Please leave it and accept this greatest gift. But on the other hand, if we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that actually this knowledge of devotional service should not be revealed to the sinful people, to atheistic people, those who are not austere. Krishna says in 67th verse of 18th chapter, Idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana. Idam te na tapaskaya. Atapaskaya means one who is not austere. Then abhaktaya, one who is not a devotee. Kadachana, at any time. He is not at all devotee. He has not at all practiced devotional service at any point of time. Na chashu shushrave. Na ashushrave. That means one who is not engaged in devotional service. It should not be spoken, this confidential knowledge. It should not be given to this kind of people because they cannot understand. They simply become envious of God by understanding about, by hearing this knowledge. So it should not be given. But what pure devotees are doing, like Narad Muni, even though Krishna has told, but still he's trying to approach this hunter and trying to transform his life. So more than Krishna, his pure devotees are very, very merciful. Not only that, Narad Muni not only liberated this unfortunate Mrigari, he even liberated 5-year child also. Who was that 5-year child? Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was seeking for some temporary material benefit, that he wanted to achieve a kingdom greater than his great-grandfather, even than greater than his father plus grandfather, grandfather, Lord Brahma. So with that intention, he approached the personality of Godhead. So Narad Muni, understanding this child is very sincere. He wants to achieve some higher goal. So let us initiate him, in chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So in that way, he got attracted to Lord Krishna. Once he had the darshan of Lord Vishnu in front of him, all his material desires vanished. He was not at all interested in asking all those material benefits which people in general seek. So he got immediately purified by Lord's association. So in that way, Narad Muni very, very mercifully delivered even this 5-year child also. What to speak about this 5-year child? Narad Muni even liberated the soul who is lying within the womb of a mother. Who was that? Prahlad Maharaj. You see, Prahlad Maharaj, when he was in the womb of his mother Kayadu, he was about to born. That time, the mother Kayadu was kidnapped by Indradeva. Indradeva wanted, he understood now Hiranyakashipu is a already greater demon, and we don't know what kind of demon is lying in the womb of his mother. So let me kidnap and kill the child. That was the plan of Indra. So understanding, Narada was already aware that within the womb of this Kayadu is a great devotee of Lord, will take birth. So let me instruct him in the devotional service. So by the mercy of Narad Muni, even Prahlad Maharaj, he became self-realized even within the womb of Mother Kayadu. See, the devotees, how they are merciful, not only to one kind of living entities, but all sorts of living entities. If you see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Shivananda Sena, he was a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Shri Krishna, great disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, once it so happened that the dog, generally when Shivananda Sena and his party used to come from West Bengal to the Jagannath Puri each year during Ratha Yatra, Jagannath Ratha Yatra. So on one such occasion, dog started following Shivananda Sena. And Shivananda Sena immediately became very, very merciful. He felt compassion on this poor living entity, dog, who is there in the body of dog. So he also took him along with him, that dog. And in certain occasions, they are used to, because they used to walk the way, like unlike today's modern times, that time there were no proper roads. And in between, you need to cross the different villages, you have to cross the rivers. If you have to go to one village to another village. So that time, the dog also, Shivananda Sena wanted to take dog along with him on the boat. So boatman rejected, no, he cannot come in the boat. So he paid some extra paisa and he took that dog also on his boat, and they went ahead in Jagannath Puri. And every time he was feeding him prasadam, that dog. Shivananda Sena was feeding him prasadam, out of mercy, out of compassion. And after some time, when they reached Jagannath Puri, after some time that dog actually disappeared. And Shivananda Sena, being worried, he started searching, where is that dog? I'm not able to see, because he wanted to feed some prasadam and other things. So after reaching Jagannath Puri, he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this dog was sitting. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very, very mercifully, he was feeding him coconut pulp with his own hand. And the next day, actually the dog was liberated. That dog also was chanting Hare Krishna mantra by mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See? So, great devotees, they have no boundaries. they can liberate anyone and everyone. So devotees being very, very merciful, they try to they try to give the real benefactory activity to all the living entities. So we also should be very, very enthusiastic to accept this greatest gift given by the pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada. So he also being very, very compassionate to all the fallen conditioned souls. He went at the age of 70 years to the Western world, and what he did, immediately all the people came and started serving him. Is it? No, they did not come immediately. But Srila Prabhupada, with hard struggle, he used to chant 3 hours a day, do kirtan in the Tompkinson Square park. And slowly, slowly people started approaching by the influence of the holy name and the pure devotee. And slowly that heart got transformed. And in that way, Srila Prabhupada delivered these Western people also, who are also in general addicted to so many sinful activities. You see? So Srila Prabhupada is also how much merciful. He used to cook by his own hand for feeding those people. And at the age of 70, who will cook? So Srila Prabhupada, being very much compassionate, used to personally cook the bhoga offered to Lord and serve them prasadam. Every Sunday, love feast. Some 200 men used to come. For all the 200 people, Prabhupada will cook and he will serve them. So there is a compassion of the pure devotee. So once, the Prabhupada disciple, one secretary was there. There was always one secretary who was accompanying the Prabhupada. And at the each 6 months, this secretary keeps changing, personal secretary. And at one time, when Prabhupada is in one certain center, one devotee asked to this secretary, see, I want to ask Prabhupada, in the next life, where he is going to preach. He asked like that. Now he is there in this world, he is trying to deliver us Western people. But in the next life, what is his plan? Where he will be going? So this secretary also became very, very, intrigued. And he also wanted to know, I should also understand the answer of this question. So he immediately approached Srila Prabhupada and he asked, Srila Prabhupada, in the next life, where are you going to preach? Which planet? So Srila Prabhupada said, actually, I am going to preach this confidential knowledge in the lower planetary system, in the hellish life, in the hellish planets. So hellish planet means what? The living entities with the worst consciousness, with all fallen, fallen conditioned souls are residing in the hellish planets, lower planetary systems. So to them also, in order to deliver them, Srila Prabhupada is ready to go to these hellish planets also. You see? So how much merciful pure devotees of the Lord are. So there is a wonderful characteristics of the pure devotees. And understanding that we have got such a pure devotee of Krishna, definitely we should try to follow on his footsteps. Just like here it is said, if one want to achieve this, understand this confidential knowledge and practice it, what one has to do? It is said, one should agree to follow in the footsteps of that pure devotee. So Srila Prabhupada has also given us all the rules and regulations. He has recommended us to chant 16 number of rounds and execute wonderful devotional service, simple things, whatever we can do on our own. So simply by sticking to these instructions, we can achieve also the greatest gift. The gift more valuable than Touchstone. So this is the only way to achieve the gift, a gift which is more valuable than the Touchstone. So let us try to take this opportunity and every day let us chant this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And let us try to achieve the perfection of this human form of life. So we'll stop here. Grantara Srimad-Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.